It's good, dude. There he is. Sorry, Sean. How you doing, man?
No worries. I'm doing all right. Hanging in there.
Dude, it's actually insane that I finally see you because this whole time I've been playing ranked with someone that I thought was you. And we've been catching L's for like the better part of like 2 years now. And I finally realized you're not the same person. And I've been playing with this imposter this whole time. So like this is weird.
Now I know. Is it Shawn BM?
It is Sean VM. It is
Uh,
Sean VM. Yeah. He's been pretending to be you for a long time now.
I know this guy. He's trying to steal my identity out there. First, it like started with Shroud. Now it's like
Uh-huh.
it's all right, man. As long as he's setting a good example, at least.
Yeah.
Alright.
How are you feeling though, man? Because they told me that you weren't really feeling very well today. I want to make sure you're doing okay.
Nah, today it's a lot better. It's been the past few days that have been quite bad. But I'm glad I got it out now and it like didn't start now. Like heading into the tournament. So
Yeah, that's
it's
rough.
definitely been affecting me a bit though, for sure.
For yeah, that sounds awful. It hasn't been affecting your ranked play because I've been watching some of these ranked streams at night, and you are a demon in some people's streams. I've seen you tearing
Uh
people up on Sky. Are you gonna be playing a lot of Sky?
yeah. I think that um I just like to practice like what I play, like in actual matches and stuff in ranked, because although like ranked is not the best like platform in the world with like the players, I still think like I can develop some like nifty little like tricks or anything and like bring them to prac or whatever. So I just like to spam like whatever I play, and there's definitely like I've calmed down a little bit, but there's definitely a week where I was definitely owning on Sky for a while.
Yeah, you were tearing it up, and I was watching some of those streams, man. So, do we get to see the Reina anymore? Because that's what I most know you for. Like, when I think of all of your clips in my head, I get like all these Reina flashbacks from early on. Are you gonna drop the Reina?
Uh, I won't say what map, but there is one map we have me on right now on. Uh, but it'll still be in there. I know. When I came in, I was playing Reina like nonstop, but the meta has changed. I think Sky like KO are just way better now.
Yeah. Well, I have to say, you were one of the few duelists that have made that transition to Initiator and have looked good doing it in NA. Like, I think that a lot of star duelists in NA struggled with that. And you're one of the few that have done like a really good job of picking up the new role. So I know that's really hard to do and it's not even something you want to do, right? Because you get all the frags on duelists and like you kind of have to do this switch for your team and the way the meta is going. So you've done a really good job of like embracing the initiator role, and I've been super impressed with your Sky play.
Yeah, I don't. At first, I definitely was like brought into the team as like a firepower, and like just I literally just had like dumb rounds where I could just run around and overpeak as Reyna. Um, so like when I had to switch to Sky and stuff at first, I don't even think it was like I was the one who brought it up because I think it was like when Breeze came out. This was like with our old roster. I thought that Sky was really good, but we didn't have a Sky player. So I was just like, I'm down to play it. And ever since, like, our old coach thought my Sky was really good, so he just like slapped me on it, and it's like really good on most maps. So I just went with it, and uh, it's definitely like changed like me as a player for sure. And uh, I don't really like care for stats or frags anymore. I actually enjoy like
Yeah.
playing Sky.
That's really cool, man. And that's something that I've noticed from talking to literally all of you guys today is everyone on the team this year has a really good mindset when it comes to like teamwork and playing for the team and like not caring about stats. That's been a recurring thing in all of these discussions I've had with you guys. So I don't know if that's something that like Elma Putty is like throwing in at you guys, or if that's something that you guys have worked on individually, but that's a really cool mindset. And has that always been there in the team? Because sometimes honestly that's not in teams. I know that sounds shocking to viewers, but that's not a given.
I don't think it's always been there in the team. I think that we've tried to create a lot of structure with Kusta IGLing and Elma Putty. Like they were good in, or like at least from what I've seen, they were pretty good in CS like together when they had the Gen.G CS team. I don't think Kusta was IGLing at the time, but um, they definitely just have like a already like a bond in place and they work really well together. But I think it's just really important in this game that it's not like CS where like everyone there's like roles in this game and like character abilities and stuff. So not everyone has flashes, smokes, and all of that. So I think it's like really important to know like the like when you have to run in or like not be selfish for the team. And just like play for the better like overall for the team. And that's like I like that
Yeah.
environment more because if you always rely on like your duelist or whatever to entry, let's say, like as an example, like what happens when your like duelist gets picked or something, like someone has to step up and just like take initiative. So um, I do think that we definitely have created like that's the environment we want in the team right now.
Yeah, dude, like you guys have nailed it. There's a lot of weird stuff going on in North American teams when it comes to like emotions and that whole battle behind the
Mhm.
scenes outside of the server. So it seems like you guys have that covered. And I've been really impressed with like the set plays and the lack of overextending on an individual level when I watch you guys play. So I'm super stoked to watch you guys this Thursday. What are your expectations like kind of going into VCT this year? Like where do you think you guys will end up?
I think like I said, we have a lot of structure. So I think a lot of these teams, like, I have like no qualms with it, or I don't know if that's the right word. Like, I have no problems with anybody, but like some of these teams that scrim, like, it doesn't just seem productive. Like I'm talking about, like even like I don't want to name any names, but like some of the upper tier one teams, even or like right below tier one, maybe high tier two. Like when we scrim them, it's like a nightmare at times. Like all they do is just like they rely purely on individual skill, and there's not really like much strategy. So outside of like the top teams that already like qualified or got like the positions, like 100 Thieves, Sen, Envy, Cloud9, those are like my favorite teams to play. I guess like Xset is up there too. Like none of these teams are really that scary. I'm curious to see like how their play style comes out like in a match environment if they're going to continue to play like I almost want to say in a puggish style where they just like go for 1v1s constantly. And, like if you win them all the time then it's good, but like what happens if you start like losing them? So there's not really like I mean all of our like in my eyes true competition. Like maybe I mean Rise look solid. I know they're like no longer Rise, I think, with all these reports coming out. Xset looks solid. I think besides like those two, I don't think like there's really any other competition, and I still think we can like beat them. It'll just be like those will be fun series in my eyes, whereas the other ones will be like I don't know. It's like this game can sometimes like aim can carry you through with like characters like Jet and Reyna. So, uh, but I'm super confident in us.
How do you feel about a lot of the teams that kind of struggled last year, but have made some serious changes coming into this year that you guys might face as well, like TSM, NRG? I mean, even teams like Pioneers and like Knights V1. These are all teams that are like kind of like lurking down there, ready to just upset one of these. A team like Gen.G. Like, do those teams worry you at all?
Uh, I don't think they necessarily worry. Like the biggest part is that we stick to what we have in place. Like, we've gone through so many scenarios, and like we've we just have a lot of good stuff in place to handle like a lot of these teams that don't have as much structure. I think like they're still good teams. Like I think NRG is going to be solid. Like KCP, I just don't know. Like with the players they have, is there like a lot of structure? Because at least in terms for me, I've learned a lot from like Kusta and Alma Putty, and like the environment we want and like how we want to play the game. So there's not like as much experience I feel in like those other teams like TSM, NRG, KCP. I still think they can upset a team, but I don't know if they'll be in the first top 4. The second top 4, I'm interested to see, though. I think that second qualifier will be like a bloodbath.
Dude, that'll be so brutal to watch.
Yeah.
But it'll be so fun. For me as a spectator, I love watching
Uh-huh.
that. Obviously, you guys as players probably hate that, but um, okay, cool. So let's go in to the chat questions now. So these are more fluffy. I kind of throw the hard hitting ones at you guys. So you had a chance to be part of the Puma jersey reel. I feel like this is from the org. What was that day like for you and the team? So what was it like when were you guys in person for that? Because
Yeah, we were.
I wasn't. I didn't go there for that. I don't think.
It was pretty cool. I mean, I was like, it was during our player break, so I was like already in LA for like a vacation. But I got hit up by our GM, and he was like, "Yeah, we have a Puma shoot to do." I was like, "Well, that's whatever. I'll do it." But it was like pretty fun. Met some of the people on our women's team. I always like meet new people whenever we'd go to do Gen.G stuff because I don't really know a lot of the people in Gen.G. Um, but it was pretty fun. I think the new apparel looks really sick. Like the jacket, I really like that they had. It was really cool though. We were also in like, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but hopefully I am. We were like in a baseball stadium, I think, or something
What?
like
A stadium?
underground.
You don't mean
Yeah.
the one across the street, right? The field?
No, 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 not at that one. It was like a
Yo,
30-minute drive, I think. And we were like, it was like we were like underground inside and stuff, and it was like a pretty cool area, super like professional and stuff. But it wasn't that bad. Like, usually I'm not a big fan of like doing content, but or like, I guess it's not really content, but they made it pretty easy and stuff. So
nice, dude. Yeah, my experience with them has always been easy too, so I believe you there. I definitely believe you there. But okay, I have time for 2 questions from chat. I'm getting buzzed in my ear. 2 questions. Uh, do you prefer Sky or KO? This is really good, actually.
uh, I think that guy like is more fun individually, but KO I think will bring more to a team. The only thing I hate about KO is like when I'm playing in like pug environments and stuff, I feel like the maps suck for like non-set flashes. Like
Yeah,
none of them, like especially without being able to like left click, like the double click flash from CS. Like that was the mid flash. Like you'd right underhand or throw it far. You could also do like the right in the middle of those. I feel like that would actually help KO's flashes. But
that's
like
a good point.
there's just literally like I feel like CS maps are so open, and there's a lot of times where you can throw a flash like high or over something. And in the Valorant maps, I feel like the left click flashes like
It's too close quarter.
yeah, like, there's just, like, not a lot of, like, variability with flashes,
Yeah. You
that's
put that really
why
well. I feel
yeah,
that when I play KO. Yeah, there's not like you end up in this scenario where it's like you're too close to a smoke to throw a left click through
exactly,
it because
yeah,
it'll travel too far. But you also don't really want to walk into every single smoke and throw a right hand smoke. So
mhm,
it creates this weird environment with the flashes that you have to have a lineup because it's not very intuitive on how to not blind your teammates.
yeah, and the flashes also just don't feel that good, like, the right click,
Yeah.
if you like, there are some right clicks that feel good, but, like, there are just a lot of times where you can't throw a left click because it's just they feel so heavy, like,
Yeah.
you have to aim so much higher than I'm used to, uh,
Dude,
it's
this is a really good point, and I've been playing a lot of KO lately, and I don't know how to put this into words what I feel, and you did a really good job of doing it. It's like, yeah, they need to be like a medium throw because you just
yeah,
end up in these quirky short corridors.
mhm.
Dang, man, you're figuring out all of my problems for me. I think that's the last question I have. You solved my game for me, man. Maybe I can finally get out of Diamond. Okay.
Well, if Valorant adds it for you, maybe.
That's true. Or I could just avoid KO.
That's what I was gonna say, man. Just go on Sky. It's so much easier.
Just insta like jet,
Yeah,
neon,
that
just
too.
throw my games.
Mhm.
Yeah, you feel me on that. Any shout outs or any last words or whatever, man?
All I gotta say is I'm pretty confident with us going into this. I think for once we have a good like set roster. I don't think it's changing anytime soon. So I'm really happy with like the five we have, and I think we can do some work with it.
Dude, I couldn't agree more. You nailed it, dude. I'm stoked for your guys' lineup. Based on what you guys said, you have all the roles down. I'm not gonna repeat them just in case someone's like anti-shrouding and like they come
Mm.
back and look at this, or, like just make it easy for them. But everyone said their roles, and I think they line up really well for a successful team. And that's not something you guys had all throughout last year. So I can't wait to see what you guys do, man. Thanks for taking the time with me.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Cool. Peace out, Sean.